So today we'll be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last episode, well, here's a quick recap. We saw the end of the Gold Team Civil War, which resulted in a bunch of new countries forming, and most of the alliance collapsing. We also saw the collapse of the Orange Team. We saw more expansion by the Green Team and the Blue Team in this last episode, and we will be seeing more of that. We saw one country form down here in the Midlands next to this country, but we also saw like the blue country forming, these two forming, this guy forming, and a couple others. But otherwise, we just saw a little bit of expansion made by the blue team, red team, and the, others. But if you guys do enjoy this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated, and let's get straight into it. First off, we're going to be starting down here as we see that pink team forces start to explore the area and a little bit of water. However, they are not very skilled yet. But where they do see success is up here where they start to explore and they come across the yellow team. Probably going to lead to some stuff in the future. But otherwise, we just see a sweeping motion made by the pink team to discover all this land. We also see that they start to go up and specifically around the lime team. And, well, they just discover a lot of land and eventually meet up with the this civilization over here. And, well, they don't really care. It's really whatever, another civilization, other people to worry about. But now, really, the whole world is connected right through right here, as they have not connected here yet. However, the yellow team, when they are exploring, they do come across this country over here. And, well, these two are very friendly with each other, not quite to an alliance, but when they discover each other, they, are pretty friendly. I know there is a mountain range here, but it's whatever. But we see that, yeah, just a lot of exploration over here. And, well, just a ton of area gets filled in over here. And, well, now Alteron is looking very filled in. There are only a couple areas. I just have to go over and make sure that they're, see mountains. I guess that's alright. These mountains aren't the tallest, but they are still mountains. But, yeah, now there's really just, desert left to explore. But, yeah, we'll get into that later. But now, let's head on down to the Midlands. We see that the dark blue team and the pink team, or I guess that's purple, but they do, encircle these mountains, and we also see the green team start to go down these ones and also into the water, as well. Their main goal is to discover all of this continent. However, it is getting really hot down here, so they do just they just explore these islands and stuff. But we also see a motion made by them and this gray country over here to discover a lot of the ocean. But it goes very well for them, as we see a lot getting discovered right here. Otherwise, that's really kind of it. I mean, not for the whole episode. But now we have to go up here, as we are going to see a couple things happening. We have to go to military alliances, as we see that this is the only military alliance here. But, well, now one is going to be formed down here. In the last episode, we saw the end of the Triangle Alliance, mainly because, well, it just really didn't fit. But now we're going to be seeing a new alliance form between the, maybe not a circle. Let's make it a, how about we make it a star? Sure. But we see a star alliance being formed, and that is way too big. Let's just make it this. But we see the star alliance forming between the blue team, and they're going to get a couple of allies. But we see the star alliance being formed with 5 members, And if you look, you can see that they are really just on the border of the green team. This is mainly for the fact that all these countries really don't like the green team. The pink team doesn't like the green team because they were stealing land. The blue team doesn't like them because they just fought a war. And the brown team was in an alliance that was against them, so yeah, they don't really like them. But now these two guys are considering joining because they don't like the green team either, as they have been really expansionist. But that's besides the point. Now, let's look at a war. And I'm thinking that this war is going to be over here. And it's going to be between the lime team and the pink team. So immediately in this war, we see pink team troops crossing the border into the lime team. Now, neither of these guys are really strong at the minute, but the pink team is fairly, it's not too weak, but it's not too strong either. But we see that the pink team makes quick work of the lime team, as we see this exclave fall within a few weeks. And we see that the pink team forces start moving out over here as well, going toward this exclave. They also use the lime team bases to move toward this exclave right here, in which they connect up with it, and then they perform an invasion, and the whole thing falls as nothing could stop this. We also see that they continue to push in to the lime team to the point where they are really cooked. We see that the capital city is sieged and completely encircled, as the lime team is really, really weak. And, well, this war is basically over, as we see that the lime team surrenders. And now you can take a look at this peace treaty. But in this peace treaty, we see that the pink team fully annexes the lime team, but they are not going to be stopping there, as they are going to expand a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a ton, as we see that the pink team annexes all of this land. And, well, this is pretty interesting, as the pink team is a fairly weak nation. Now, you may be wondering, how did they do this exactly? But the reason is because of the religion map. Well, we see that the pink team religion is pretty big, so we see this happening. But however, in the coming years, we do see a little bit falls back from these territories, especially up here in the north, as well. There really is no reason to keep these lands. Maybe for the future of this country, but otherwise, nothing really. These guys, they're not very weak, but not very strong at the same time. But there is something that they want to go after again, and that would be the yellow team. The pink team is looking at the yellow team and seeing them as a potential, I guess, threat, but also, like, they are kind of the threat. But we see that they start to expand a little bit to get closer to the yellow team and even meet up on the border. But, yeah, not very exciting if you're the yellow team, as if you know your history of these two, these guys broke away from the pink team, and well, yeah, they just broke away, and yeah, they're just doing this. I just kind of updated the borders. I just think these look a little bit better. But yeah, the pink team is not going to be stopping their conquest here, as well, they decide to invade the yellow team. And I don't really know what year it is, but you guys tell me. But we see that the pink team starts to invade into the yellow team, capturing this major city. It's very hard to see the major cities, but the pink team seems to be having a little bit of success. Not really much success, but they do start to push through the deserts to get to these guys. As we see that they push down through here and start to move in toward them. these are not these are armies moving through the deserts, but like since it's a white territory, like unclaimed, I just color it in different. But yeah, we see that they move in through here, and they restart their invasion over here, just like this. And almost immediately, the yellow team is instantly threatened. The yellow team is not very strong, though. I don't know if I said that they were strong in the last video, but they are not strong at all. The pink team is a little less strong, but like they just expanded a ton, so like people are definitely in favor of them. But we see that the pink team quickly starts to overwhelm the yellow team troops. But they do capture 3 major cities, 3 of their 4. I have no idea where they are, but I think they're over here. But we see that the northern part of the country surrenders over to the pink team. And if we zoom out, we see that the pink team is becoming quite large and quite scary. But we'll talk about it in a second. But we see that pink team forces continue to move down the coast and capture the last 2 remaining cities, which will officially end the war. And now we can take a look at this peace treaty. But in this peace treaty, we see that the pink team annexes most of the yellow team, and well, their empire is becoming quite large, very fast. Now, I really do not like this border, so I'm going to quickly change it. There we go, beautiful peace treaty. But now we see that they even made a puppet state out of this, but let's be honest, this puppet state is probably not going to last long, so we're just going to see it getting split by the pink team and just unknown territories. So we see this happening up here, and then the rest of this just getting erased, like so. But we see that the pink team is quickly becoming a pretty big power in this region. But besides just a bunch of wars, we're going to take a look at some new countries forming over here. The first country we see forming is this mustard colored country. I know we just saw the eradication of the yellow team, but another yellow team is just formed. The second country to follow is this brown country right over here. It's a dark brown, and before I draw the rest of these, I'm turning this map off. But we see the brown team forming right here as well. Followed by this is the blue team, if I can fill this in, along with a purple team, and then finally a red team forming up here, right next to the pinkish team. But those are our brand new countries over here, so quite a few of them formed. But that's not going to be the only few. As we see this weird orangish color country forming up here, right next to the dark blue team. We also see a maroon country forming right here. I don't know why my keyboard is working. And this another mustard country forming. But those are the only countries up here. And now we're going to see a ton of countries forming right down here. But over here in this area, we see a couple of new countries forming, such as the red team, green team, gray team, yellow team, light blue team, this weird country color, this green team, and last but not least, this pink team. I will be putting in capitals after this video is done. But now, for probably one of the final events of this video, I'm making 2 right now, so that's basically why. But the final event, or actually no, we'll do one more event. But going down over here, we are going to be seeing a country getting annexed by 2 countries. We see that the yellow team gets annexed over here, and the other yellow team gets annexed by this weird thing right here. But down here, everybody hates each other. And let's look at ideology. I did add in new ideologies, so most of these guys are dictators. But now I actually added a new ideology, the Republic ideology, and then the ultra-nationalism. So that also goes with these guys. These guys are different. In fact, I'm just going to change that right now. But, yeah, I didn't put their ideology back in. But probably one of the last parts of this episode, we are going to be seeing another country breaking apart. Now, I need you guys to let me know if we should do stability. Okay. That's gonna be something to fix. I accidentally did the... Okay. I put the alliances on the wrong... Are these on... No way. Alright, crisis averted. But, if you guys want me to do, like, the, stability map, I might actually do that. But the next country that we are actually going to be seeing collapsing is, well, one that has been around for a pretty long time. That is the Lime Team. The Lime Team has been around for 6 episodes, but, sorry, you're about to die. But, we're going to be seeing a couple of countries invading this thing, because, well, it's just too neutral. Actually, this war, though, it starts out with, the Lime Team actually declaring war on the Cyan country. These guys, this probably shouldn't happen, but it did. But we see that the Lime Team troops move into this area, quickly taking all of this, and they start to snake down, and they capture the capital city. However, some countries are not very happy with this. Specifically, the Red Team doesn't like that they're being aggressive, mainly because these guys came out of them. And the Dark Red Team doesn't like this because they're allies with the Red Team. Now, what are they going to do about this? Well, they're not going to get directly involved, so why not just have a bunch of other countries get involved? Specifically, these two countries right here will get involved in the war. Now, why would they do this? Well, because the Red Team just went over them and told them that if they invade these guys, they will finally release this weird little colony they have. This has been a part of them for many years, and, well, it is a different religion, so they will let it go if they invade these guys. So, we are going to be seeing that happening. Now, these guys, they have a very superior... not superior, but very strong navies. And we see that the green country strikes first as they make multiple landings across the Lime Team. And they also take this major city right here, which is really bad as it is right next to the capital. And, well, yeah, we see that the yellow team kind of sends ships around and up here. But they never make, like, a real actual landing. They just kind of, like, give their troops to these guys. However, they do make a small landing right over here on this island, which is really tiny. But they do manage to take this, and they start a little campaign over here. Sorry, Lime Team, you're kind of cooked. However, the Lime Team is like, seriously, bro? You guys are coming at me? As up here, this campaign completely freaking collapses. But yeah, this happens, and, well, yeah, the green team is kind of scared, not really. They've been, like, a pretty neutral country, but, yeah, they continue to push down, and they threaten the capital city of the Lime Team, and this is going to cause panic throughout the whole country. And, well, what's going to happen is that a bunch of troops are going to be retreating. As we see this whole front line start to collapse right in here, as it just really collapses. And then multiple revolts pop up over here, except they're not the revolts you may think. These revolts are mainly aligned with the Red Team for once in the whole series. But, the Red Team, they're not funding these rebels. These rebels are completely on their own. I mean, they might be funding them a little bit, but mostly they are on their own. But, even the, like, the Dark Cyan Team, which is really weakened, is going to be able to make impressive gains in this country as they take a major city. And they continue to move up and capture more. And, well, the Lime Team is like, oh, you're freaking kidding. As these guys capture the capital city But the red team, after having them do really all the work, is going to take this little sliver of land and this island over here just for, well, war spoils. But we see that the green team continues to move in and advance as they take all of this land, and they take even a couple of islands, and they meet up with the dark cyan team. We also have to go down here to the rebellious groups, as they are also making an invasion into the lime team right here. I wonder who could possibly be telling them to do this, but they do so. But this land is actually going to surrender, but not to the country you may think. This country was actually getting invaded by the dark blue team as well, but they will actually surrender over to them as they have better ties with them, but, well, not anymore as they're not going to exist. I mean, maybe a little bit. But let's take a look at this peace treaty. But yeah, in this peace treaty, we see that well, let's start out with the dark blue team. They will be getting this couple, well, these couple islands and this exclave over here. But that is not the only thing that they will be doing, as they will be making a puppet state out of the remaining land. Now we go down to the red team, who takes a lot of land from this. And, well, whatever, let's just connect them up to the ocean. Perfect, just like this. And this piece of land is theirs. But now the red team takes all this land. We see that the dark cyan team gets a little bit of land from this. The country that gets the most amount of land is either between this green team or the dark blue team. But the last country we see getting land is actually the red team. And they set up a puppet state over here, as we see, just like this. But, yeah, that is basically it for this peace treaty. I just gotta draw this in. Boom. But, yeah, that is basically it for this peace treaty. But, that is gonna do it for today's episode. Actually, yeah, that'll do it for today's episode. I hope you guys really liked it. Tomorrow's episode will be a little bit better, also because I'm getting a new computer tomorrow. But, tomorrow's episode, we will be seeing a couple of other things. Also, really quick, I'm just going to cut this thing up. Perfect. Beautiful. But, that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys really liked it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. All the support means a lot to me. But, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.